Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
Welcome, my name is Ike, this is Switzerland.playit with a slight delay. Call me your tits. It took longer in the shower than I thought. Usually I take like maximum 10 minutes, but for some reason I had like 20 minutes in the bathroom. No toilet going, no toilet, no potty work there, but I don't know why. And so I didn't pay attention to the time. My name is Ike, this is Switzerland.playit with TAGN, the angry game news every day, 10 a.m. Eastern, here on Switzerland.playit, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and of course Rumble, the biggest platform. And we're gonna talk about all kinds of news, video game related mainly, but also movie and TV show news and all kinds of pop culture stuff. So let's not waste too much time with me just babbling around. We have some decent amount of news today actually. Sony will fund the next wave of PS5 hits from China. So there was this China Joy 2025 just started over the night pretty much, and Sony was there. They didn't want to go to the game dev or whatever it's called in Berlin or Cologne. I don't remember. Where was it? Anyway, Sony held a press conference on the eve of China Joy 2025 in Beijing today, where it revealed the next wave of its China Hero project. Throughout the presentation, it announced that it will be financing the third-person shooter XC Ledge and the characters action game Daba Land of Water Scar. And they look fine. Chinese games, so who knows how well they're designed and made and how much communism is in it. It also revealed strategic alliances with Virtuosos, the developer of remake Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater, and Rich Tab. While it wasn't explicitly mentioned during the presentation, it's likely that all of the above projects will be PS5 console exclusives, considering the platform holder is investing in them. It also financed the upcoming Lost Soul Aside, which is due to out the next month on PS5 and PC. So they are investing in Chinese games, and there's a big market. China is a big country with many people in it, and despite like the living cost being way lower than here in Switzerland or in the US, just the sheer amount of people there makes you profit from it, and you don't want to miss on that market, and you're gonna adjust to that market, even if it's like taking out skeletons from games. Not being critical about government and all that in China, you're gonna profit from that, and I don't mind that. It is what it is. Business is business, right? But yeah, Sony doing some investment there. How much money? We don't really know yet. Ahoy, ever eaten? Ahoy, ouch my junk. Ahoy haste, by the way. One night in China. I would like to visit China, actually. Just see like old culture stuff mainly. Big country, old culture is still around there. Would be interesting. You know who would find it interesting to be included? IWGB Game Workers Union condemns its exclusion from the UK Video Game Council. The Game Workers branch of the Independent Workers of Great Britain, IWGB Union, has issued an open letter to Labour MPs condemning its exclusion from the recently formed UK Video Games Council. And this council is mainly there to like prevent the child harm, right? It is connected to all those issues we had the past few days. Heard about those issues from this new Online Safety Act, because Ofcom is like in charge of all the transaction information wise, you know, online in the UK. Ofcom is this. I think it's actually a private company, but who cares these days, right? And they had built this UK Video Games Council to include it like with all the laws to prevent like legal issues and all that. And this union was excluded, and they are not happy about it. Published on July 31st, the open letter addressed Labour MP Sir Chris Bryant, Minister for Creative Industries, Arts and Tourism, and Charlotte Nichols, Chair of APPG for Video Games and Esports, and criticised the exclusion of the union and charitable organisations from its membership, despite an ongoing crisis in the sector involving mass layoffs, poor oversight, and unregulated AI outsourcing. Yeah, they're gonna lose jobs. More and more layoffs gonna come in the future. When? Who knows? And how many? Even less known. But yes, I don't mind unions. Many unions are idiots, like including a lot of idiots and corruption and like in the leadership there. But usually unions are there for a good cause to prevent like being exploited as a worker. And yeah, but other than that, I don't see any like benefit in this union though. Set up in July 2025, the UK Video Games Council is a new organization established to work in partnership with the government to support the growth, innovation, and international reach of the UK video games and interactive entertainment industry. Alongside the joint chairs, Jason Kingsley, CEO of Rebellion Games, and Nick Button-Brown, giggity, chair of Outright Games, inaugural member of the council include Yuki IEE CEO Nick Poole, Jekko co-founder Emily Bailey, and Tiger CEO Dr. Richard Wilson. But IWGB Game Workers has expressed its disappointment in 13 of the council's 14 members being employed by companies with headquarters in London and the south of England, describing the composition as clearly unrepresentative of game workers across the country. That might be the case because most of the companies are around London and South England, so I don't think that's a bigger issue there, really. But still, might be like money passed around to get those positions in the council. Notably, no trade unions, no worker representatives, and no grassroots initiatives have been included in the body's composition, the letter reads. Additionally, this exclusion contradicts the government's own pledges. The fair pay agreements in social care involved union consultation, and the Prime Minister has repeatedly emphasized the need for partnership with workers to rebuild industries. Well, what a surprise! A politician fucking stabbed you in the back, pretty much. In Germany, they have like a saying in German, like, wer hat euch verraten? Die Sozialdemokraten. Makes a little rhyme. Like, who betrayed you? The Social Democrats. It's an ongoing joke, and people don't learn, and people keep on voting for those same idiots there, and are always surprised. Oh no, the same people who fucked me last time keep on fucking me this time too. What is happening? And it feels like the same here. Like, oh yeah, you voted probably for those Labour Party people. The Prime Minister is also such a bitch, and now you're surprised. Now you're surprised, really. Do you ever learn, people? What is wrong with you? But whatever, I guess. The letter also criticized the inclusion of representatives, workers working for groups that are actively investing in automated software and AI applications to empower developers and optimize modes of production. Yeah, they want to save money. What a surprise. They are going to use AI to save money. What a fucking big surprise. Go on a strike, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you're going to have this big success like the strike of the voice actors in the US. For 1 year, they were on strike, and the outcome was like pretty much, yeah, the AI voices are not going to be used when they are on strike. It's not allowed to use their voices with AI when they are on strike. Big success there. Sounds familiar. Yeah, you probably have in Canada the same idiots, right? Voting for the same morons and being always surprised. In reality, such empowerment and optimization risks replacement genuine creativity with the mediocrity of algorithms, while compounding an ongoing crisis related to technological displacement and poor regulation. The letter continues, a trend that has already led to thousands of game workers losing their job. And it goes on and on about crying, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, I don't mind the union. I just don't think you're doing a good work right now, bitching about AI. You can't prevent AI this way just by claiming, yeah, it's going to be having more layoffs because of all of that. How about you show that you need to be included with something? I don't know what, but it's your work on the line. So you should come up with something. I don't know with what. It's not my job to tell you with what. But obviously they don't care about you. So make them care about you somehow, somewhat. Maybe this letter will ignite something, but I doubt it. Lol, the UK government pays for games as if it is a charity. No, it's not about that. It's more about the union just bitching about they are not including them. The government is not including the union workers at all, but only big corporation, pretty much. Yesterday we had the Nintendo Direct, and I'm not going to talk about it. I have just included the link with all the games, like very neatly positioned here. All the games that were talked about with trailer, like separated all the trailers. Everything is here. So if you're interested in Switch stuff and Nintendo stuff, this website has all included neatly below each other, the trailers. We have a lot of games, actually. I was kind of surprised. Not all the games are new, but we have a lot of new games. And I think the lineup is pretty good. Nintendo is gonna keep growing on the Switch 2. I was very concerned that the Switch 2 will be like, nah, it doesn't look good. The lineup so far, with pretty much only Mario Kart at the beginning, Mario Kart World, and then a few weeks later we got finally Donkey Kong Bonanza, like an exclusive beloved game. I don't care for it, but will be beloved even more by kids. Word of mouth, propaganda is going around. People are gonna love it, and this lineup here, pretty good. I have to admit that. And if people enjoy those games, if the games are good, go Nintendo, I guess. You're still assholes, Nintendo, but success is pretty much guaranteed. Okay, just joined late and made a guess. Yeah, that's no problem. Amazon backs a new service described as the Netflix of AI that would let people make their own TV shows using existing IP. We have not a lot of information here, but that just was super surprising to me. What the heck is going on at Amazon? Amazon has backed an AI, a service that is being called the Netflix of AI, and is another depressing development in the use of generative AI in the entertainment industry. Amazon has invested in undisclosed amount of money in Showrunner, developed by tech company Fable, so-called Netflix of AI. Is a service that, according to Variety, lets you type in a few words to create scenes or entire episodes of a TV show, either from scratch or based on an existing story world someone else has created. The program will start out as free to use, and then users will be charged between 10 and 20 bucks US dollars, that is, per month. Since we got like zero information, I wonder how are they gonna use like material? Are they just straight up gonna rip off like on their own platform about their own shows, and you can mix like scenes together? I'm looking kind of forward just to have fun with such a thing, but how this will come out, who knows? Not a lot of information, but you will be able to make some shows of your own, it seems, on Amazon soon enough. And they don't tell us like how much mix you can do either. So that was a kind of a wholesome news. TAGN 8 tournament won by 73-year-old Japanese grandma draws attention to how games are helping care home residents in Japan. So they have like a tournament going on. They started with this tournament in the COVID time where everybody was locked down, especially old people, I think, were the most vulnerable in our societies. They were locked down and you couldn't visit them in many nations around the globe and all that bull crap, right? Never forget, they told you you can't touch your own fucking family. Never forget that. Trump never came out to this day like condemning that shit and putting some people in prison. Mainly this one little guy who science in the US, but yeah. Recently, a 73-year-old woman playing as a pink version of Panda, no less, beat a 73-year-old man in the finals of the Tekken 8 portion of the 11th biennial Amigo Club Cup, an esports competition for elderly care home residents in Japan. YouTube live streams and videos of this feat have drawn attention to the event and the benefits that gaming can give players regardless of their age. I just find it like wholesome. Like old people can connect somehow together and play against each other, which is cool, which is just cool, you know. I find that super interesting. And they're having fun and they keep on doing that stuff. And this lady here, Yoshi Marube, won. Marube revealed that Tekken 8 is the first video game she has played in her life and that she really enjoyed her tournament debut. Asked about her feelings while playing games and whether she found anything difficult, Marubu's answer is equally badass. I am happy I won. I didn't find anything particularly difficult. She added that she'd really like to try playing other games competitively too. We found a new gamer, everybody! A little bit late, but better late than never. Let me check the chat first. Oh, this is this sometimes that might become cheaper with later models, but the current cost of making even short scenes would cost more than they're charging. Yeah, that's the for sure the case, but don't forget Amazon is probably the biggest server farm supplier on the planet. Amazon has like their own CPUs, by the way. They designed their own CPUs for their servers. ARM 64 bit servers there a while ago. So they have the capacity. They have more capacity than Google, actually, way more. Google sometimes goes to their server farms and rents out their servers, not the other way around. I mean, it can happen too. If, Amazon gets some Google servers, but usually Amazon is very high, very top level like server provider. So they have the capacity, the performance, and all that. That's why they are able to do this already very soon and with for free at the beginning to get people. You know, you draw people in with free stuff first, and then you fuck them in the ass with big prizes. And it's gonna start out with $10, $20. If you want like now a full episode, you have to pay for the whole full episode per minute probably. I don't fucking know, $100, whatever. They just need to draw in people first. They're gonna make their money back, assuming Amazon lets people use it without strict limits. Yeah, I thought about the limits too. You're making a good point there. Is porn allowed? Because Amazon has like a lot of wieners in a few of them their shows. You know, is porn allowed in that sense? Can I just mix in porn with already existing shows? Yeah, the legal grounds there are also very murky. Never forget all the people that died alone. Yes, never do that. In the 1990s, pre-internet Sierra Games made a few card games that were successful in connecting Americans retirees, but that was abandoned. Like, do we have names? I wonder what percentage of the internet is old people. I mean, hard to say. Yeah, I don't know. Murabe and her fellow geriatric gamers got the chance to throw punches in Tekken 8 thanks to an organization called the Care Esports Associations. It was founded in 2019 to give elderly citizens in Japan a new way to engage with others during the pandemic. 2019 during the pandemic? Yeah, you maybe mixed up some numbers, just saying. Or you found out like it was started already in 2019. They started out with slow-paced video game versions of board games like Shogi and Othello, but then decided to shake things up by adding Tekken 8 into the mix, starting with the 9th edition of the tournament. I just love this story. I just love it. Elderly people connecting to it to each other somehow. Maybe doing some romantic relationships in the future. Beating up elderly people in real life. Each other. By the way, ahoy JM, ahoy unique breakfast taco. That is a number which is insane, but yeah, I have to report on it. Microsoft reached 4 trillion valuation after mass layoff. So we lay off people, prices go up of the stock. What a surprise. That's how our just stock market works. Microsoft achieved a $4 trillion market cap, becoming just the second company ever to reach that valuation. Microsoft is now the number 2 most valuable company on the planet, trailing only Nvidia. Nvidia is fucking insanely valuable. I should have gotten some stock from Nvidia way back, but yeah, you don't know that. You don't know that shit. What rises and what plummets down. The company's stock price jumped after that, helping him push Microsoft's total valuation above $4 trillion. The stock price has since cooled off, dropping Microsoft back below $4 trillion, but still ranking number 2 overall after layoffs. Microsoft is currently trading at around 538 per share, which is up 28% year to date and up 163% over the past 5 years. That is a big ass grow. 163, despite them having like all kinds of issues and people bitching about them all the time. They are keeping growing. Just saying. The top 5 companies on the planet ranked by market cap include Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, and Alphabet, Google, in that order. Pay attention, those are only like tech companies. Only tech companies that are heavily investing in AI, in server farms, in storage, in all those technologies. Pay attention to that. Mainly AI is here. The stuff to remember. AI is gonna fuck us all over. Just saying. Get your thing sorted. That laid off 6,000 Americans and applied for H1B1 Gs to replace. Yeah, they're cheaper And it works out for them, unfortunately. It works for them out. What can I say? Sad news maybe for some people. At least around 10% of Steam video gamers out there. Bad news, maybe. NVIDIA announced end of GPU driver updates for GeForce 10 series, Windows 10. Not only 10, but also 900. If you last updated your gaming PC in late 2016, NVIDIA has two pieces of bad news to share with you today. First, it will no longer support the Maxwell, Pascal, and Volta GPU architectures with the new game-ready graphics driver update after October 2025. That means GeForce GPUs from the GTX 900 and 10 series, not only GTX X, also GTS. There were some GTS versions. It's pretty much, you just need to remember Maxwell, Pascal, and Volta, those architectures. Because some 700 series were also the same architectures, including aging but enduringly popular cards like the GeForce 1060 will no longer get optimized. Driver releases for new games starting this fall. Bad news. I mean, like I said, 10% of all those GPUs architectures are still used by the survey on Steam, which is also linked down below if you want to check that out. That is a significant portion. That doesn't mean that all those people who are not going to get new drivers will just buy a new GPU. Many people will not care and just go on as long as it's working their PC, you know. But that's going to be a percentage of those 10%. Maybe like 10% of 10%. So that's how NVIDIA is going to force a lot of people, though, a lot of people to buy finally new GPUs. And don't go for a 60, 50 or anything like that. Buy maybe like a cheap, I don't know, 40, 60 or something like that. Second, NVIDIA says it will wind down all driver support for Windows 10 in October of 2026. So you have pretty much one more year for driver support in general for Windows 10. This 1 year past Microsoft official announcement and of support date for Windows 10, but it will cover users who choose to take advantage of the year of free extended security updates that Microsoft is offering to home users. After that, people who want to continue getting graphics drivers for their NVIDIA GPUs, including newer models in the RTX 40 and 50 series, will need to upgrade to Windows 11. Yeah, that sounds not good. I actually installed this year again Windows 10. I guess next year is going to be Windows 11 again. I sold all my tech stock, not interested in financing a digital surveillance enslavement state. Arch, my junk has principles there. Good on you, man. I admire that. Linux will have a legacy driver branch for these cards. Yeah, but Linux, who cares about Linux? Haste. Did I say haste? I don't remember. Older gamers might remember there was a time where you had like this alternatives drivers, by the way. Not only for NVIDIA, but also for the AMD later. Which were, you had like this, pretty much the source code offered by those companies. And some gamers made like drivers which were actually better optimized than the official drivers for a long time. And then when was that not anymore the case? I guess around 2008-ish. You didn't saw any of those alternative drivers, right? There might still available some, but I doubt it highly that they are better. Stop subjecting yourself to pain, Ike. What pain? Oh, you mean about Windows? That's not pain. That's not pain. NVIDIA has dropped hints that the end of the support these older GPUs was coming. The company announced back in January that CUDA support for the Maxwell, Pascal, and Volta architectures was considered feature complete and was being frozen. This is the first time since 2021 that NVIDIA has dropped support for older GPUs. It comes a little bit early, I have to say, especially for the 10 series, you know. I had a 1070, was super happy with it. And performance-wise, in 1080p, if you have a 1070 or even a 1080, performance-wise in 1080p resolution, you can play pretty much any game these days still with a 1080, 1070. No issues really there, but if they don't support the drivers, newer games are gonna have a tough time, you know. That's the issue here. Oh, Godzilla. Nimbus drivers. I don't know, but never heard. I use open source AMD drivers on Linux. And Nimbus drivers are still around and usually good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna try them. Let's move on because we don't have infinite amount of time. Nintendo of America tried to give Pikachu huge breasts, according to Unearthed interview. If Nintendo of America had its way, Pikachu could have been given a huge breast, and Pokemon would have kind of looked like the characters from the Cats musical, according to a recently unearthed interview. And yeah, we have the Tsunekatsu Ishihara interview here, the CEO of the Pokemon company. He went over to the US and they showed him like some pictures, how the Pikachu would look like in their eyes and if they should do that. And he was like, no, absolutely not. I don't want to see that. And I'm never going to show those pictures to anybody ever. That's the gist of this story. Good thing he stood his ground, I guess, not transforming his animals there, his pocket monsters, into some furry jerk-off material. Yay, titties. No, you don't want to see Pikachu with big-ass titties. That would look awkward, man. I went with the AMD RX 580 back then. It was great. I had a 560. Was okay. I am sure 40 Pokemon fans already imagine it that way. Yeah. He tells us about that. Yeah, you don't want to see those because you see already people cosplaying as Pikachu, female people, you know, with big ass titties, and it just looks awkward. Also, you want to be more of a kids friendly, you know, company still. Go read the whole interview. It's kind of interesting. I just found it funny that he was like, "Yeah, not gonna do that. Why are you showing me that even? That is weird." But and he blames like the U.S. culture pretty much. Many of you might have seen already the Battlefield trailer. I'm not gonna show it here, the Battlefield 6 trailer. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about the confirmed release date. Battlefield 6 release date confirmed for October. Multiplayer trailer shows off chaos and destruction. As part of Battlefield 6 reveal event today, EA and Battlefield Studios released a multiplayer trailer for the game, and it delivered the goods. The conclusion of the core part of the stream also confirmed Battlefield 6 release date is set for October 10th. So very precise. And they also confirmed, I think it was at the beginning of this week, you're going to have a battle royale mode. But they still told us, EA told us, we are not going to do this skin thing. We are not going to sell you skins. Let's see how long that will stick. Speaking of skins, I have not included that, but you can get now Nicki Minaj, by the way, in Call of Duty now. Big ass, fake ass titty rapper, musician is now in Call of Duty with her guns. With her guns, giggity. Now, this dude gets a little bit heat by Ubisoft. I think that's unfair towards him, but yeah, it is what it is. She will twerk you to death. Oh yeah, maybe I didn't look up her animation, because all those characters, all those skins have like unique animations of teabagging you. Like Seth Rogen was also included, right? And he has a bong with him and does the most retarded finisher moves. Call of Duty is, I think, absolutely lost. Duty my ass, I guess. Assassin's Creed, Black Flag. Actor threatened with legal action following remake slip up. Earlier this year, Black Flag actor. Earlier? It was the middle of the year, lady. Black Flag. Maybe the Black Flag. Black Flag actor Matt Ryan suggested Ubisoft was set to release a remake of its piratical Assassin's Creed entry, and it now sounds like the developer wasn't exactly thrilled about that. Ryan portrayed Edward Kenway in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which came out in 2013. It soon became the series' favorite for many, and in recent times, rumors of a remake have been making the rounds. These rumors were amplified again in June when Ryan hinted, not very subtly, to one fan they should perhaps get ready to replay the game, implying with a bit of a wink wink, nudge nudge, that the remake was indeed real. And I want to just mention here, he was not the first who hinted to a remake. There was this sculpture manufacturer, I think it was called Pure Arts or something like that. They already hinted to it because they had like the order make the Black Flag sculpture of this character. After all those years now, you should do this sculpture. Pretty obvious in my opinion. Just saying, pretty obvious. Where was I? Have you beaten Black Flag? No. Ryan asked a fan in a clip that was shared around social media. See below. The fan confirmed they had, but some time ago, to which Ryan followed up with, "Well, you might have to beat it again." When the fan suggested maybe playing through all Assassin's Creed games, Ryan replied, "Well, especially this one. There's a reason I say that, but I can't say anything." Yeah, you might be a little bit stupid there, but whatever, I guess. Whatever. He was talking about Assassin's Creed, makes sense. Freudian slip. No, it wasn't. I mean, he didn't thought about it too much, and he was, I think, okay with it. He most likely already heard the sculpture guys talking about it, you know. That he took like an okay to kind of talk about it too. That's just my assumption, though. The wording is so vague. How can this be held up in court? Probably not, and I am going to talk about it after I read it. I finished reading this article. Anyway, fast forward to today. It turns out not only Ubisoft unhappy that not only was Ubisoft unhappy that Ryan had been a little loose-lipped, but the company actually also threatened him with legal action. So they just threatened him like, "Shut your mouth from now on," okay? Which is another confirmation. just saying, Ubisoft, not very smart. Not very smart. How you keep it all just silent between you each other, you know? Don't talk about it anymore. Don't make any suggestion anymore. Just stop. So stupid. At another more recent convention, the Edward Kenway actor was asked about Black Flag remake or remaster, to which he replied with a casual shrug and, "I don't know, mate." The questioner then pressed Ryan further, calling back the previous video from June, when the actor then explained, "Well, the thing is that when that happened, someone was doing this," gesture towards person filming, exchange, whatever, And I was being very free and open, but I didn't know that they actually were recording me on their phone. You're making your case worse, but maybe he's like, I don't care, they will not sue me anyway. So, and then the company threatened to sue me. So now I say nothing. A video of the exchange was uploaded to TikTok, but has since been removed. A copy is embedded below. Damn, so it seems like Matt Ryan, the actor of this character, got into deep trouble with Ubisoft for hinting at Black Flag remake to that other guy. He didn't realize he was being recorded. Yeah, always you if you are such a public figure in an event, in a public event, assume you're being recorded, dude. I don't think he was that stupid. I think he planned all that shit. Maybe he planned it with Ubisoft. Who knows at this point, right? Eurogamer asked Ubisoft for further comments on Ryan's Black Flag flavored exchange and will update you if we hear anything more. Word of Black Flag remake first began circulating in 2023 when it was said that Skull and Bones studio Ubisoft Singapore was heavily involved. Of course, Skull and Bones, which sadly failed to really get any decent wind in its sales following its launch last year, began life as a spin-off from Black Flag. Yeah, and they supposedly wasted, by the way, $800 million on that game alone. So I don't think he has anything to fear, really. He didn't say anything, really. And the other company already suggested and hinted to a remake. And Ubisoft probably don't have the money to sue anybody at this point. That's just my assumption again. I have no idea what's going on behind the scenes, you know. Let me scroll it up here. The wording is vague. Yeah. Do you mean the RX 580 for $50? New. It's still great card. Performs between 570 and 580. I wouldn't buy those cards though these days. If you want a new card, I would literally want to start with any PC, and you don't want to invest too much money, but have somewhat of a decent newer card. It is the 4060, man. It is just the 4060. Unfortunately, it's a NVIDIA, as usual. I paid $280 for it in 2018. Sold it for $560 in 2021. You made your buck back in a big way there. SP versions of the 580 were just trimming down in the shaders, but you can't find a better card for 50, 70-ish. Yeah, I mean, yes, price-wise, but it's just getting old. That thing is super old. Get a 4060. Sapphire makes great cards. They're my favorite manufacturer. I had XFX. Can't remember the exact cost. Budget PC psych. No new NVIDIA cards are budget. Still. I think you're wasting money though, going that low. Just saying. Just my 2 cents there. You know, I need to make 2 cents. How about that? How about I make 2 cents? Because nobody's giving me on the news shows any cents. Put it on this side. We have to do it, guys. We have. This sponsorship is from Rumble, and one that is incredibly important to the survival of the company. When Rumble first started in 2013, they built a platform for the small creator. It is very small here. They didn't censor or have biases. They were fair and treated all creators equally. No one thought platforms would censor political conversation or censor opinions on COVID, but they did. Facebook admitted they fell to pressure from the Biden-Harris administration. Rumble did not. They held the line. They are attacked daily for giving us a voice to talk to you. They are attacked in corporate media. They are attacked by governments like France. They are attacked from brand advertisers who refuse to work with them. And we just heard, I haven't seen anybody and confirmed that, but we heard that actually Rumble is closed down for some people in the UK because of the new UK laws. So there might be coming news about that. Corporate America is fighting to remove speech. Rumble is fighting to keep it. Rumble won't survive with brand advertisers. They don't get much of it. Watching our show on Rumble, my show, TAGN every day, 10 a.m. Eastern, is the most they can ask from you. But if you really believe in this fight, and if you have the means, one major way you can help Rumble survive is by joining Rumble Premium. Join the community that believes in the First Amendment and believes in our human right to free speech. Rumble is offering $10 off with the promo code STUDIO. When you purchase on an annual subscription, go to rumble.com/premium and use promo code STUDIO. Like I said, if you have the means and believe in the cause, now is the time to join Rumble Premium. If you don't have the means, we are just happy you to watch us. Actually, that's very true. That's especially true at the end. And if you use all the chat functions, like words and even emotes. We have very nice emotes here, by the way, like the forgot, just saying. That is fucked. About the UK, yeah, I just heard about it. I didn't see like evidence of it, but I believe it. I believe it. According to this new law, Rumble is like responsible and they have to do like this verification measurements and all that shit. That is fucking true. I want to grab an off-lease Xenon with a 64 gigabyte ECC RAM and now low-profile AMD card. Or new, not now. Speaking of GPUs, this is an interesting news, interesting-ish. I think it's not like big news, but more information overall. Sorry, let me sip here. But finding time is not easy for me at the moment. I was gonna do a vid on the platforms that have fallen already. Yeah, more to come. More to come. It just started. And don't forget, USA, COSA, the Kids Online Safety Act, and the Screen Act. Don't forget. Go research. Especially if you live in the US. You don't want to be in a digital prison. This will be faster than the... Wait. This will be faster than the PS5 Pro. Leaks suggest the PS6 will be cheaper thanks to its AMD chip and could be here by 2028. Probably not 2028, maybe though. A pretty sizable PS6 leak just dropped, and it suggests the next generation console will be cheaper and faster than the PS5 Pro. The lower MSRP and performance uplift is thanks to a new AMD RDNA 5 GPU that's somewhat comparable to an RTX 480 graphics card, and it could be with us by 2018, 28, not 18. Back into the past. The latest PS6 leak comes courtesy of tech YouTuber Moore's Law is Dead, and the core information apparently comes from a 2023 AMD presentation. MLID does stress that Sony's plans could have changed since then, but says the console maker's plans for the next generation will likely remain. Many weeks back now, I reported on the PS6 other leaks. And I think we're gonna have like two versions, actually, a handheld one too, which might be included in this news, by the way. Like just performance-wise. If you're not used to deep dive into graphics card specs and technical info, the details of this PS6 leak will feel pretty dense. However, the parts you should take away are that the PS6 should outperform the PS5 Pro. Yeah, I hope so, man. I really hope so. It's gonna be more powerful. Might cost the same as the base console and consume less power. I mean, I also hope that if the PS6, when the PS6 will come out, it will be released, that the PS5 consoles prices will be lowered too. You know, I really hope for that too. But we don't know that yet, right? The leak itself revolves around the PS6 rumored choice of AMD chipset. That happens to be a Navi 5 chiplet APU that features 40 to 48 RDNA 5 compute units running at 3 GHz and potentially 8 Zen 6 cores. It will also require only 160 watt total base power TVP, making it more efficient than the PS5 Pro's Zen 2 chip. That's still a lot. I wish they would lower that power usage more and more and more. 160 watt. You had like 25 years ago whole PC setups with GPUs, CPUs, RAM, hard drives using that amount of power and being like mid-range PCs. You might remember like the old power supply having only 250 max and all that shit, you know? That's still a lot. Just saying. MLID's breakdown suggests that PS6 performance should be 3 times higher than the original PS5, but ray tracing performance is expected to be higher. Yeah, I hope that's the case too, man. And on paper, the next gen console allegedly features the same core count as the base PS5 system, but benefits from using a far newer generation of AMD chipset. A chipset that is not even made yet, so yeah, I hope it's going to be better. I really hope. They are going to try and bring the social credit system out and force digital currency and this censorship BS is part of it. Yeah, and the reminder, because people are still hyping Trump. I don't get it. It's your view, fine, but I don't get it. Why you hype Trump that much still after he shows you his face? He never admitted anything wrongdoing according to his sayings, like he was doing great in the pandemic and all that bullcrap. His shot, he is never condemned. He praised it actually more than enough. And he is now like forcing by the way, the stable coin thing, which is just CBDC, the crypto digital central banking currency, you know. It's the same, just privatized, even more privatized than the US dollar is already. So don't believe him on those issues. If you play into his play, you're gonna be fucked over later. Just saying. But yeah, I'm an idiot. I know people hate that I go against Trump. When you break it down, the PS6 may actually feature fewer compute units than the PS5 Pro, but again, RDNA 5 means each core packs more of a punch. Keep in mind, this is before we get to how AI upscaling techniques like PSSR will come into play, as that may help frame rates appear even higher. Yeah, but I heard and I saw like demos of that not being very great, not being really good in some cases. They have to tweak the PlayStation upscalers there. Just quality wise, it did like weird artifacts, ugly looking artifacts and all that. Ultimately, MLID sums up that PS6 AMD chip leak by saying this will be faster than the PS5 Pro. He also speculates that the new console will look wildly better than the PS5, with ray tracing switched on. The part that admittedly excites me more though is that Sony is apparently focused on keeping costs low in the generation ahead. What that will likely result in is a PS6 that comes in at around the same price as the PS5 that can solidly hit 4K 120 frames per second without compromise. It is a compromise if you're using upscalers, which it will use, hopefully better ones though, better made ones. It will be a compromise. That's what an upscaler is a compromise, giving you like a better, hopefully better picture quality, like observably, visually high resolution one, but it has compromises, artifacts. The Pro model can't quite pull off the top-end UHD performance consistently, and if paired with better ray tracing abilities, it could leave a nice visual impression comparatively. As for the when the PS6 will actually land, MLID claims to have a clear document outlining that manufacturing will commence in 2027, and all signs point toward everything being on track. Therefore, it's not unreasonable to suggest PlayStation 6 could hit shelves in 2028. It's not unreasonable, but yeah, but it's a little bit close. If you start in 2027, you have to make the chip, you have to make the main board, you have to make the software to it, you have to ship it. The shipping can be like up to 6 months, by the way, from storing all those things, putting it on a big ass boat, and just because it's cheaper if you ship it slowly. So you can lower the cost there too, just saying. That's 160 total, not just the CPU. Total for the chip, yeah, which is including the CPU and GPU. Not the whole total system, no. We are talking here only about the chiplet. So we don't know how the whole mainboard draws power, about the sound processors, about the rest of the controllers. We don't know. We don't know. Like if you think 160 is a lot, your system is probably using 200 plus right now. I know about power issues. It's not about I don't know about those. But I have to compare it like with in the past what we had when we used actually less power for same enjoyment. Power to enjoyment ratio was different, I would say. Orange Man is a mixed bag. He's done some good things. Yeah, I would like to see those really good things, like things that benefits everybody, that makes life better. Just being against all the time about fucking illegal immigrants, yeah, whatever. That's not a big selling point for me. All of this will likely give PlayStation fans out their butterflies, but I'd urge you to take this leak with the usual grain of salt. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Keep in mind that AMD presentation is in question in seemingly from 2023, and Sony could have made key decisions about its PS6 plans since then. Yeah, maybe they have like included more core counts, whatever, or we don't know. That's true. That said, I am looking forward to a new gen console that provides fancy 4K visuals without costing $700 US dollars, not Canadian dollars. It doesn't compare to the past, and there won't be efficiency gains until the move away from x86 AMD. I'm pretty sure all those CPU, GPUs, APU by AMD are not x86. Are they? I don't remember right now. RDNA, let's see on 4. If we get like very quickly some information about the I don't see it right now. I don't remember actually right now if the consoles since the PS4 are based on 64-bit instructions only, or if they do like a old mix. Don't remember right now. Why doesn't tell it me right here? Weird. And you get more performance with 64-bit, but I highly doubt it's still like they are made on x86 instructions there. Big deal for Americans, Ike. I know, but be smarter than your president, who keeps on claiming he's playing 4D chess all the time. That's all I'm saying. And I mean not you, Godzilla. I mean like the American people. Because that's how the politicians, and he is one, fucks you in the ass. Always. They promise you bullshit. They're going to give you small little things, which in your eyes are big things, but in the end, it's like the welfare state is not being run down because of the illegal immigrants. Actually, it's because you're wasting all your money in weapons and killing other peoples. That's your biggest industry, by the way. That's how the money is made in the US, and it's a whole political thing. I shouldn't go into this right now. I can go into this. I'm going to do another stream today, talk about the Rumble issues. Many people have issues about Rumble today because of the creator program. 5 ad reads we have to do since this month. Switch 2 worldwide sales top 6 million. Switch tops 153.1 million. Just some numbers pointing out that Switch 2 is doing very, very well. I think that's kind of important news. Nintendo Switch 2 sold 5.82 million units, and Switch sold 153.1 million units worldwide by June 30th. 2025. Nintendo announced in its latest earnings release 7 weeks after launch, around July 24, Switch 2 globally sell-through has exceeded 6 million units worldwide. They're having success, good for them. I hope people just can enjoy and are not bitter about spending that amount of money on a console with lesser performance than other consoles. Let's put it that way. Epstein Files is a big fumble. Yeah. I mean, I hope that was like a wake-up moment for many people, just like many people had a wake-up moment in the pandemic, in the scamdemic, you know? Like, oh, the government doesn't give a shit about our freedom of speech, about our freedom of movement and all that. I hope it gives just a little bit new, like, wake-up call there. That's all I'm saying. Noah Ezra, thank you for the follow there. Last news, and then we are done with the news. Not going to talk too much about it. I'm just pointing out to this article. Banning VPNs to protect kids. Good luck with that. And the article makes it sound like that's not possible. You have no idea about how it can be possible. You have no idea. With the UK's Online Safety Act, OSA, now in effect, it was only a matter of time before tech-savvy under 18s figured out how to bypass the rules and regain access to adult content. Yeah, my titties are back! I mean, as a teenager, I don't want my titties to... I wouldn't have wanted my titties to vanish. So I would have found ways, too. The more creative wangled to the robust selfie-based verification system by using the in-game selfie feature in the Death Stranding sequel, which worked for Discord's KID system. However, more obvious workaround was to simply install a VPN and browse the web as it from another country where such age verification laws don't apply. As has been widely reported, including by this Vulture's Kettlemates, some VPN companies reported a 1,400% increase in signups since the OSA came into force. And that's, by the way, Proton. I haven't read the rest of this article. I will not read it. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go just a little bit into the technical issues and what can be done and what can't be done and what might be done in the future, in the near future. I don't know. So it's Proton VPN who reported those numbers. And down in the video description, if you're from the UK, get just a referral link from the Proton. It's free. You can use some free servers. Switzerland free service. I think Germany has a few free ones, and the US. And you can circumvent in the UK with even the free subscription there. If you get the referral link and pay for the service, I get a little penny cut. Just mentioning it. About VPNs. There are all kinds of VPNs. The usual VPNs are according to the normal VPN protocols, and in this protocol you have like connection sub-protocols. UDP and TB, I forgot. Anyway, one sub-protocol is like encrypted completely, like the header, you can't connect the header to the content. Wherever the header goes, they don't know anything about what's in the content really. They can't relate it and all that stuff. So UDP is just in general like more not encrypted in that sense, but more like not visible which packets are transferred under this header. So it's easier to hide pretty much. And yes, I just wanted to mention that WireGuard is a newer protocol in general. It's more encrypted. It's hiding your headers and the packets even more, and it's being widely more popular. Has become widely more popular because it's just for the time being safer than regular VPN protocols. And Proton VPN offers you all kinds of stuff, man. I don't like their new client. Their new client doesn't make it as quickly possible to switch like servers. You have to go into a window and all that. 3 months ago, you just could have a right click in your taskbar and select the server's profiles you have already set up there. But other than that, it's actually a really good client, a really good service, and it works fine. And if you make like a new account on Proton in general, you have also connected the Proton email, which is can be encrypted and all that. So it's just an overall very good service done by Proton. I think they just protect your privacy a little bit better than I would say NordVPN or ExpressVPN. Especially NordVPN was already hacked in the past. We have no reports of Proton being hacked and leaked information, private information. And also they are logging your stuff. Proton seems not to log as much as they claimed on others. Now to the technical issues. Since you still can see what is encrypted on your line, they can just rightly outban any connections. They can make a law in the future like you're not being allowed to use any encryption anymore besides the regular HTTPS stuff, the SSL encryption. Because if they outban that, the internet would just collapse in the UK. So certain things you can't just ban, yes. The VPNs, they might be able to ban somehow with exclusions of like big corporation, and you get a license to encrypt your connection, and you might have like very unique IPs who are allowed to encrypt their stuff in additionally, you know. So they might be able to ban the VPN in general. It's not like on impossible. It's just not. Whatever is possible with technology, you also can make it impossible to use in general, like impractical. But I don't think it's going to happen very soon because big companies will be like very outspoken about that, especially because they are using VPNs themselves, virtual private networks in general, with the same protocols in the end, you know, on their own server, with connecting with their clients in some cases, connecting with their workers, being like far away in the different country, etc. So bigger companies would be very much against that, and they are going to put some money and effort into not allowing politicians to fuck them up that badly, you know. So will that come? Not very likely, but it's not going to be impossible like how this title suggests us. It's not impossible. Like good luck with that. Never underestimate like the insanity of politicians in general. That's just my take on that. Not probably going to be done very soon, but never underestimate insanity, craziness. Free the titties, yeah, titties. That is the way they have control to the top for a long time. Get dirt on them. Now it's how you get it. Why is it so small? By the way. Don't scroll. Where was it? Now it's how you get it in the club. You do something bad on the camera and then play their game and get paid well. Use WireGuard. Indeed. I'm going to stream today. I'm going to talk about, we can talk about anything you want, guys. Don't know when I'm going to stream. I'm pretty hungry. My pizza dough is ready. I'm going to make a pizza. And after that, I'm going to talk about Rumble, because Rumble just did a new month with creator programs, right? And they had now a new addition to the requirements, and already seeing an outcry on X there. And I'm going to talk about that you were like delusional that Rumble is going to give you just everything for free. They are not. They are business. And they are going to fuck those people who were like in the lower segment of creators even more. That's how it is, though. It's business. And I'm going to talk about why it's business and why I'm not surprised they're doing that stuff. Just saying. Anyhow, what? Put pineapple on it and send a pic to Sarge. I don't care for pineapple on pizza. I'm not going to put it myself on it. Firstly, I don't have any pineapple. Secondly, the taste is whatever. I can deal with it. I really have no issues with it. I just don't care for it. Chicken bacon. I don't like meat on my pizza though. Doesn't matter if it's like bacon, if it's salami, or fish or chicken, all that. I'm not for meat on my pizza. I'm super happy with just cheese, and if you have like paprika or fungi, like champignons, man, I'm happy. I'm happy. No flesh, no meat on it now. Weird? What is weird about it? I just don't like the taste on the pizza. I don't know why. I can eat it. It's not a, it's almost similar actually with the pineapple. I can eat it, but I'm not going to put it myself on it. And if I have the like the option to have it without those things, I'm going to go like that. Blasphemies. You know what? Can I do another ad read just to piss you off, guys? Just to make another 10 cents to the end here. What do we have here? Nah, I should read those first. What they want from me. I mean, I can stand behind Rumble Studio, Studio and Premium, because I'm using that myself, and I know what you're gonna get for it and all that, so I can stand behind it. But we have, for example, aim controllers in the ad read. I have to read that first. What they want from me. Anyhow, Ike sounds like Arch when it comes to eating bland foods. Absolutely not. He is the real weirdo. He was the real weirdo there. Italian food overall, I love Italian food. It's very close to Switzerland, right? And it's they interblended, especially like this the south of Switzerland is Italian. We have 4 language official language here in Switzerland, and Italian is one of the official languages. It's in our constitution, and so the blends, the mix, like the taste blends, mix very well with mine because of Italian, and that's why I understand blabs. If you have seen that, what was that? The day before yesterday, I think. Arch, yes. He is a weirdo. Like mashed potato and don't touch like the sausage and all that. What the fuck is wrong with you? He might have trolled a lot though. No human being is like that stupid with food. So what is Switzerland food like? It is literally like that. Like the German Swiss part is very German oriented and Austrian oriented food wise, with here and there like a lot of mixing of French stuff and Italian stuff, you know. And in the French part of Switzerland, you have more French related foods, you know. It is literally like that. So if you don't like a lot of French food, I guess don't go to the French side of in Switzerland. I just eat fish and potatoes. I don't like fish, but like whole fish. But that has other reasons. The taste, I have no issues with the taste. I had as a child, I had like bad experience with fish bones in my throat, and since then I just keep my distance from fish. Potatoes? What the fuck are you talking about? Potatoes are fucking amazing. Everything potatoes is amazing. Show me anything potatoes related that I can't eat, and I'm gonna give you $1. No, potatoes are great, man. I can eat just cooked potatoes. That's how great potatoes are. So shut your lying mouth there, okay?
Liar, whore, and you know it.
Axmouth was molested by bad tasting fish. No, the taste was not bad. The taste was not bad. That's what I said. Anyhow, later, guys. Thank you for being around. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. If you, we are not going to see each other again. But come in and talk about. I'm going to be in my voice chat, and I'm going to shit on a lot of people today. Because they are stupid. Rumble people are sometimes very stupid and very illoyal, by the way. They pretend to be loyal, but they are not. Bye-bye.